first time? All right. I don't know. Will it show you exactly pinpointed?
District 4 includes Santa Cruz? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. They got it rough. Yeah.
It's hard to maintain that.
Now, do you want to do Scotch tape or do you want to do more heavy? Let's do some gaffer's tape.
Check, check, audio check, testing, testing, Cheryl, testing, testing, audio check, check, testing, testing, testing. Nothing in there? All right. Test, test, audio check, 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 check. Excellent.
We wanted to do something in December, but we worked with the finally able to do that. So happy.
You go quick. Here's one sound.
Can you hear me now? Check, check, check. Okay, good. So that's your little audio from the camera. And that way you've got something for confidence. All right, cool. All right, great. See ya.
Not today.
What's that?
I just realized you can't see it.
Yeah, well, I know it's so weird, right? Because that's impossible.
I need to get the app. There.
Oh, I got the app.
I gave it a stop.
Okay, good for you. Thank you.
What do you think?
I need to tone down there.
Yeah.
That's better. It could go another way.
Another half. That's probably easier.
Yeah.
Bring it down and bring it back up.
We wouldn't be here.
I can grab my signal. Is there any way to delete back up the live views?
No.
Right.
No. We didn't want to do that. Like, we didn't want to do a real thing that we can get.
Hi, Jim. Like a little setup.
Yeah, it's got a big meeting.
Now I feel like
Jim shaped the cloud of
Look at a bald spot.
is that back of the head? What have you got mounted there? Where is that?
Right there.
That's kind of fun.
Because that way I can make the camera moves. Because these lenses are not, E&G lenses.
Oh wait, you're getting the live from that?
He switches, yeah. But I'll switch whatever shot, so I won't get the mic sound. You know what I mean?
But this should get program out, right? It's not going to switch it.
Yeah, but I'll use it. We're good right now.
Okay. Yeah.
You're not touching.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's just if that's a full final program on it.
I wouldn't mind testing
The
that.
jack on top of that should just get a full mixed program out.
Let's test that out.
Yeah. I just felt that. I didn't realize that.
I mean, we're just a subtraining.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. Right there.
I thought this was just a camera feed.
Mics are dead, but
There's three of them and they're all different.
to get
saturated, and a little more contrast. As far as like the highlights though about this.
Yeah. This in fact this is a little high.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think that's just
Well, I think that's right. That's one of the reasons why this is dark. It's exposed to more than that. Yeah. I think-
right.
You're gonna kill him right off.
You ready to lead it off?
When you start, say hi to the country.
Yeah.
I'm so good. Great to see you. It has been a really long time.
I know.
Yeah,
No,
good to see you. Great to see you.
all right, we got to get this party started.
I know. I know.
Ready to get started? Yes. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. So if I could have everybody's attention for a few moments here, and we can get started. Okay, thank you. So let me just first welcome you all to 19th Street Station, the BART 19th Street Station, and our grand opening, our ribbon cutting event here. We're honored to have many distinguished guests and elected officials here, many of which are behind me. We have Congresswoman Barbara Lee. We have, let's hold our applause to the very end. I know. We have our new mayor of the great city of Oakland, Mayor Thao. We have State Senator Skinner here, Nancy Skinner. We have elected officials from the BART board. We have Director Robert Rayburn, President Janice Lee, our new BART board president, Janice Lee. I saw Director Ames here. Director Ames, good morning, ma'am. And I'm probably missing a few. Council Member Fife, I'm so sorry, Council Member. Did I get everybody? I think I did. Hey, and the other part, the other element of this that doesn't work not only with the elected officials, our funding partners, right? We have the FTA here. Ray is here. Ray Tellis. We have ACTC. Tess is here, who runs ACTC. We have the California Transportation Commission. Mitch is here. And we have our good friends from the great state of California and Caltrans here on District 4. Dina here, who runs District 4. So, look, it takes a lot to pull these projects off. And I'm going to turn this over to Director Rayburn, but there are two people in the audience that I personally want to thank. First is Zach Amari. Zach, where's Zach? Zach Amari. And the gentleman to Zach's right is Mike Wong. And these two people, with help from a lot of people, they delivered this project for the great city of Oakland, for BART and the Bay Area. So thank you. With that, I'll turn it over to Director Robert Rayburn. Thank you, Mr. Powers. He's kept the pressure on this project to make sure that it was delivered on time, on budget. I don't want to belabor or delay anybody else's comments. And the first speaker is a national leader based right here in Oakland who always advocates for BART, Congresswoman Barbara Lee.
Congresswoman Barbara Lee was pivotal in the improvements you see by championing with the FTA Tiger Grant. In 2016, I was honored to welcome Barbara Lee and Secretary of Transportation Anthony Fox on a tour of the station to discuss the renovations that are now a reality. She's in a remarkable 12th term because of her dedication and hard work for all of us. Please join me in welcoming Congresswoman Barbara Lee.
Thank you so much for that very warm and spirited introduction, Director Rayburn. And also, let me just thank all of our local, state officials, our mayor. It really, and you know, I'm always so proud to talk about my district and how we all work together. It takes a village, and it also takes persistence and sometimes patience. And that's what I think you're seeing and hearing today is, yes, this goes way back to 2016. Gosh, and this is 2023. But we made it, and it's because all of you here today that we finally are doing this and receiving the funds through the Tiger Grant and to improve this BART station is just really what this all has really been about. A couple of things I just mentioned in terms of public transit. It's really one of the key mechanisms that can alleviate poverty. And you know, we have a lot of people here in our community who live below the poverty line. It also increases opportunity. On average, a household can save approximately $10,000 annually by taking public transit. And even more recently, a study by Harvard on upward mobility discovered that commuting time is the most significant factor in overcoming poverty. Sometimes we don't think about these connections and how they intersect. So that's why I wanted to raise this today, because this is such a wonderful moment, because public transit stations like the one we're currently in, they're vital to our communities and are instrumental in closing the wealth gap. The 19th Street BART station, it's one of the busiest BART stations in Oakland and the entire East Bay, with thousands of riders each and every single day. This station acts as a hub for commuters and really a lifeline to our local economy. And so I just want to thank all of you for your diligence, your patience, but working each and every day, every step of the way to make today happen. And finally, this grant, it doesn't stop here. This renovation now boasts beautiful community-oriented art, which, you know, sometimes in Europe and when you go abroad, you look at these great stations, these great subway stations, music, art. I mean, it's really transformed this station into a true community space, celebrating the talent of our local artists. So, gosh, intersectionality, once again, we're doing a heck of a lot, and it did take a village to get to this day. So thank all of you very much. It's so good to be home and to see everybody.
Thank you, Barbara Lee. This was for acknowledging the dedicated people at BART who work on our art program to make sure that our stations are vibrant. Now I'd like to introduce another BART champion, a climate change trailblazer who knows those efforts are intertwined with improving transit. She represents the East Bay's Senate District 9. Welcome, California State Senator Nancy Skinner.
Thank you so much, Robert. Thank you all for being here. I'm so happy to join you and Congresswoman Lee, to join you, to our other elected officials and BART officials and our federal officials, because transit, that thriving part of our ecosystem, and when I say thriving, it may not be right now, but we need it to be, is so essential, not only for the reasons that Congresswoman Lee mentioned, which is that there are many people who cannot afford a car, but there are also many of us who opt not to have a car. And by not having a car, you actually save a huge amount of money. And if our transit is not functioning well, and if it doesn't feel good to go to the stations, then the ridership goes down. And we know, unfortunately, this pandemic severely impacted ridership of all the transit in the Bay Area, and it has not come back to the levels that we hope. And unfortunately, Los Angeles, which we, the Bay Area, have always prided ourselves, we're the ones who are the, number one in transit, and yet LA right now, ridership is going higher than ours. So I'm so thrilled to be here where we have beautified this station. Thank you, BART, thank you all the team, thank you the artists, beautified the station so people feel welcomed when they arrive, they'll feel safer, and we can get ridership up. And additionally, our transit's essential to deal with the existential problem of the climate crisis. So riding transit reduces the climate-causing, climate-damaging pollution and air pollution emissions, so it's essential. And I'm very, very pleased that there's also state money in this project. The state has $18.28 million from the statewide Proposition 1B funds and $3.73 million from state transportation improvement funds, the STIP funds. So, very happy that the state was also able to contribute, and as the state senator with the most BART districts in her district, I am so glad to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Skinner. It is now my pleasure to bring to the podium for her first official BART event as the new mayor of Oakland. But it won't be her last. Welcome, Oakland Mayor Sheng Thao.
Good morning, everyone. It is such an honor to be with all of you today. And so because the great senator and the congresswoman have already talked about some of the key reasons why this is so important, projects like these, I want to give a little touch of personal, my personal experience with taking public transportation. As a single mom at UC Berkeley, my son and I would go to the Oakland A's game. And how we would get there was through public transportation, specifically BART. And coming here today, I feel a whole different kind of BART station, a kind that is not just lit up and feels safe, right, for a single mom to travel with her toddler son, but also a place where you see culture and art so that we can celebrate who we are here. You see, the city of Oakland, we are filled with talented people, including in the culture and in arts. And we want to spread that. Right? We want to spread that joy so that when people are visiting us from out of town, that they can feel safe, that they can also understand who we are. But for me, it's always about our babies. My toddler son is now 16 years old, and he thinks he's invincible. And he goes to school here in downtown Oakland. And so I can honestly say, as a mom, that I would feel safe for my son to be traveling in this BART station, getting in and out of the BART safely, because it is lit up, because there's going to be, but in order to do that, we have to keep it thriving, right? And so with that being said, I also want to say thank you so much for all the partnership. You see, I went to DC for my first round of lobbying of our federal government and the Senate as well too. And I can tell you that so much work goes into this. It doesn't just show up. And to say that it was done in, 7 to 8 years, I think that's fast, right? I mean, it's true, the government bureaucracy. And so, 2 presidents, and so thank you so much, Robert, for all your work. Thank you to Tess at ACTC. You've been there forever. Thank you. And not just that, but thank you to our local leaders as well, too, right? So we have Senator Nancy Skinner, Congresswoman Barbara Lee, Councilmember Fife, right? Without our local communities and our local leaders, things like this can't get done either. And so thank you all so much for coming out to celebrate.
Thank you, Mayor Thao. Now we welcome to the microphone a longtime community advocate and fighter for the working people. She is Council Member Carol Fife who represents District 3. Carol, please come up to the podium.
Robert, don't try to demote me.
Well, she was just a council member. And I do look forward to working with our new mayor on making this district a vibrant shopping district in an area where people do want to come back, so we can rival Los Angeles with making this one of the top areas for public transportation in the entire state of California. And I will say that I feel like I was just here with many of you all just recently, but we were not doing a ribbon cutting, we were doing a toilet paper cutting for the bathrooms that were installed, which is just another installation of why public transportation and all of the amenities that it can bring are so important. And Oakland is one of the most deserving cities for this type of investment. So I am proud of the investment that we have with our federal, state, and local government working together to make this a reality. And I'm looking forward to many more toilet paper and ribbon cutting ceremonies with all of you all, because this is a way for people that are lower income, working class, the residents of Oakland, to feel that they can actually move up out of the poverty and the situations that they're in by being able to save the resources and save the environment through public transportation. Both of those are critical to our future functions. And so I'm honored to be the council member with the most number of BART stations in their district, just like our state senator. So I also thank you all for being here, and I'm excited about this today. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much, Councilmember Fife. Our federal partners are so critical in keeping transit running. Our next speaker has worked closely with officials in many levels of government in overseeing the delivery of $25 billion, that's with a B, in Federal Transportation Authority programs. He brings over a quarter century of experience in the public transit industry. Please, let's give a warm welcome to Federal Transit Administrator for Region 9, Ray Tellis.
Thank you, Director Rabin. I am pleased to be here this morning. I am the regional, such a privilege to be the regional administrator for this region. Certainly I bring greetings and congratulatory message from our administrator, Nuria Fernandez, well known to all of you in the transit industry here in the Bay Area, and certainly that congratulatory message to the Board of Directors, all of the elected officials here representing that bring the funding and the energy and the initiative to projects like this. So certainly ahead of my speech, congratulations, but this is one of those projects that are transformational. Certainly we are pleased, certainly have provided funding for this project. I won't mention the amount because it pales in comparison to the local and state funding. But nonetheless, what BART did with the local funding is leverage the federal funding and the Tiger grant to such a large extent that by the end of all of this, $75 million will be spent on this project. And that's just remarkable. So I want to certainly recognize the beauty of this station, how it has changed from what it was. Certainly not only that the funding investment serves this station and BART riders, but it serves the community that are adjacent and around us here, and that is so important. So as we work to deliver projects like this, and we don't deliver it, it's the project team and the local agency that does it, we are really pleased that it brings about mobility and accessibility. In this case, the elevators to make it possible for people with disabilities to ride BART uninterrupted is just phenomenal. So certainly the modernization is around you. You can see the lights. There's been mention of it, but beyond that, the gateway and the greenway that BART is going to take to Lake Merritt is going to, as I said, serve the communities around here, and that is not only riders, but housing, employment, entertainment, retail, and that link is just tremendous. So in terms of the department's goal, I am pleased to say that under the Biden administration, the amount of funding brought to transit exceeds the amount of funding provided for transit in the history of transit. That is just remarkable. That's $108 billion over the next 5 years. 2 years behind us, 3 to go. Projects like this are instrumental. BART is doing other mega projects, and that is just remarkable. So to Bob, to you and your leadership, your project team, certainly you are engaging in what we had hoped to do, and that is bring about safer, faster, more reliable service to everybody, but particularly those that are relying on transit. So I ask you to join me in extending that congratulations to BART and their team, all of the people that have worked so hard. I see so many of you. Shatsi, I see you too. Congratulations and thank you for having me here.
Thank you, Mr. Tellis. Our next guest is celebrating 2 years as Executive Director of the California Transportation Commission. He's committed to equity and climate objectives and has ensured that the CTC stayed on schedule, dedicating funds to transportation projects during the pandemic. Thank you and welcome California Transportation Commission Executive Director Mitch Weiss.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here. This is really an exciting celebration. I want to congratulate BART for completing this project. People mentioned, 7 years. That's not a long time in transportation projects. I've been involved in ones that take half a century. But this is so exciting, and I tell you, 7 years feels a long time for the user. So it's great to be able to provide this experience. It does take a lot of partners, local, regional, state, federal. The Commission's very excited to have been a partner with this in both Proposition 1B funds and the State Transportation Improvement Program, and really to help BART build on what they've been doing great for so long. I tell you, I've lived in the Bay Area for the better part of a decade, including in Oakland, not far from here, so I've been in this station many times. BART has done what the rest of the state really needs to do. This is a model. In Sacramento, we often talk about giving people mobility options, and BART has gone beyond that. They've made themselves integral to the transportation and mobility choices that people have, and integral to the Bay Area. So really congratulations on many decades of work that this builds upon, and really helping to the state to achieve the many goals we have, not just mobility, but the economy, equity, the environment. This is really an example of the type of thing we're really happy to partner with, and we look forward to being able to do that many times in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Weiss. Our next speaker has over 23 years' experience with Caltrans, a close BART partner. She's focused on delivering roadway, pedestrian, bike, bridge, and transit safety improvement projects for all of us. She represents the Bay Area as Caltrans Director for District 4. Please welcome Dina El Tawansi.
Good morning. What a pleasure and honor to be here. Let me start by congratulating our partners that are standing all around here: Alameda CTC, the California Transportation Commission, the Federal Transit Administration, and of course the City of Oakland, for this successful partnership to complete this project for the 19th Street Station. At Caltrans, we're really striving to be a multimodal organization. As pointed by Senator Skinner, the goals of the department, the goals of the state is to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. And we definitely cannot do that until there's a serious shift in mode on how we travel. We need to get more bikes, we need to do more walking, and definitely do more transit. Together for this project, we were able to secure $20 million in state funding that came from Prop 1B, the Public Transportation Modernization Improvement and Service Enhancement Account, a mouthful, sorry, and also the STIP program. But as I look at BART's achievement today, they're checking all these boxes that we all ought to check, which is connecting communities allowing for people to move from one community to another safely, and providing that equitable source of transportation for all of us. I'm very proud of this achievement, and I have to add that our office is only 2 blocks away, so our staff is definitely using this station every day. So congratulations to all of us. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Ms. El-Tawansi. Our next speaker exemplifies dedication to transit and community service with over 3 decades experience working on various transportation projects. She's someone that I've worked closely with for a decade in my past life before I was a BART director. Please welcome Alameda County Transportation Commission Executive Director, Tess Lingell.
Thank you, Director Rayburn, and is it afternoon yet? Good morning, everybody. It's a privilege and an honor to be here, and a privilege and an honor to be with all of you here celebrating this event. On behalf of the entire Alameda County Transportation Commission, I want to extend congratulations to every single person who was involved in this, and I know that there were a lot of people to make this happen. And as Councilmember Fife noted, we just celebrated here at 19th Street just last year. So I just want to say, Bob, you are delivering and delivering and delivering, and BART is getting better and better. So it's exciting to be here, and I just wanted to point out a few things that I wanted to focus on today. Safety. With the reconfiguration of the fare gates is a really important part of this project. Sustainability with the lighting upgrades, the increased bicycle parking, and the focus of improving the state of good repair of our existing systems. And then equity. There has been expanded access with the elevators here and mobility improvements and new architectural features to make sure all of our communities have the ability to access the station and travel freely where they need to go. It's really important that I mention some folks who are here and some folks who are not here. And those are the voters of Alameda County who passed the transportation sales tax measure known as Measure BB in 2014 that put $17.7 million to this project. And we have lots more to do with BART because the voters said BART is a priority. So I'm really looking forward to continuing to deliver. It is critical that we deliver the promises to the voters. So Bob, thank you for leading that delivery, and I'm glad that we can be a part of it, and congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lingell. Let's give up an applause for all of these wonderful BART partners. We couldn't do it without them. That's why it takes 8 years to cobble together sufficient funding to move forward. Now, 19th Street Station is the brightest station in the BART system. When opened in 1972, there were plenty of dark corners. The new energy-efficient lighting, combined with new public art installations, have brought a glow to the blue brickwork of this iconic station. The improvements have not only changed the look of the station, but also the feel. It's more open, more accessible, safer, and more inviting. The open floor design of the concourse that we're on makes it easier to get around. So does the new elevator and the new bicycle stair channel. It's a dramatically reimagined customer experience that even includes the innovative attended restroom. And what better place than Uptown Oakland? Uptown's history as a mecca for music, dance, and entertainment is the theme for the artwork here. It's reflected in the curtain walls, pattern in the glass, the metal throughout the station. Elements such as the feature lighting, the gold-colored highlights, and unique wayfinding on the lower level, way down below us here, is intended to remind one of the entertainment destinations like the Fox, the Paramount, and Suites Ballroom. The phone alcoves over here behind you, and there are several others. Well, the phones have gotten the way of the dodo bird, but they've been renovated with bright displays that will be changed with rotating artwork. Even the stairways feature art light boxes to help brighten your walk between levels. It's not a stretch to say 19th Street Station is now a destination thanks to the modernization project. I'll just mention briefly, reiterate the partners. First, there were 3 different voter-approved measures that contributed mightily to this project. The Alameda County Measure BB funds that Tesla and Jill talked about. Thank you for your support. State Proposition 1B funds that Senator Skinner's been involved with. They were critical for us. And one of the 153 projects that has received voter-approved BART Measure RR funds is this station right here. We are a self-help district. We put our money out and leverage it with all these other partners, including the state transportation improvement program funds and the federal Tiger Grant. The modernization exemplifies BART's commitments to being a world-class transit system. The vibrant uptown neighborhood deserves a vibrant BART station. I want to invite you all to tour the station at your leisure, but also come back with your friends and family, whether it's on a First Friday event when things are really hopping. We've often noted a little blip in the ridership. One person's called it the Uptown EKG. 5,000 additional riders come through the station on those evenings. So bring your friends and family. Enjoy. I'm seeing loads of new businesses around us. It's coming back. We're seeing it, and it's being reflected in the ridership at this station. Thank you, everyone, and let's snip a ribbon. Okay.
You want to hold one end? We'll go right over. Yeah,
Who should we have? Oh, no, it isn't that bad. Okay, I'll count down on 3. 1, 2, 3. All right.
Congratulations.
So many things I didn't say, but I cut it.
Did you already get a chance to talk to Zach? Hey, wonderful.